Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Dice Tower. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
And I'm Camilla.
Welcome to the Dice Tower Award nominations for our 18th annual award nominations. We're almost at 20.
It's an adult, officially an adult, the Dice Tower Awards now.
You can vote,
but
you can't drink.
You can't drink.
Not in America.
I think you can smoke.
You can. No, we don't endorse smoking
We
here.
never endorse smoking, but these awards are smoking.
Smoking hot? Oh,
These are smoking.
Okay, I see what you did.
That was nice.
Oh.
So we're going to announce the awards today, the nominations. The way this works is we have a committee, which is made up of the entire Dice Tower staff, plus lots and lots of other reviewers and people who do content creation about board games are involved. And if you would like to be one of those people, email me at tom@dicetower.com and let me know what your content is with a link to it. And you can get in and vote for the finals. But we take any game. We go through every game that came out over last year. We try to pick games that came out in English. So sometimes you might see a game didn't come out in English, or sometimes we have to make a call like, what year is that game?
Right.
For example, Lord of the Rings trick-taking game is a 2025 game. Even though there were copies in 2024, there were so few of them that we decided that was a 2025 game. So stuff like that happens. And then everyone votes on them, and the games that get the most votes, the top 5 in each category, get to be nominated. And then we'll vote on these, and the awards will be announced at Gen Con.
Mm-hmm. You want to get tickets for that, too, because they're running out.
Right.
That's it.
They are. That's true. There's almost none left. So we're going to get started with our first category. Z.
All right, so our first category is going to be welcoming games, one that's near and dear to my heart, actually. I love welcoming games. I just played some games with my mom this weekend, actually, and they need to be very welcoming for my mom. She likes simple games, nice and cozy, kind of, something bright, something very appealing, and we had a bunch of good ones this year. I think this category is one that continues to grow, actually. So, yeah, I'm excited for this. Let's check out these nominees.
Best Welcoming Game. Castle Combo, published by Pandasaurus. Gregory Girard, Matthew Roussel, designers. Cities, published by DeVere. Steve Finn, Phil Walker Harding, designers. The Gang, published by Cosmos. John Cooper, Corey Heath, designers. Harmonies, published by Liebelude. Johan Benvenuto, designer. River Valley Glassworks, published by Allplay. Adam Hill, Ben Pinchback, Matt Riddle, designers.
So which of those games did you play with your mom?
None of those. They were real welcoming. We're talking real simple. But no, it's a lot of good-looking, fun games up there. So I'm excited for this one.
That's a good slate.
That's a good one.
Hey, let's talk about new publishers. Right, new publishers seem to be entering the market every couple of months.
Yeah,
but what we're looking at now is the best small publisher, and that's going to be delineated by 5 or fewer games that they published as of last year.
Right.
Okay, but you think about it, so many of the biggest games are either the premiere or maybe the second game. So small publisher does not mean small impact. So let's take a look at this year's nominees.
Best Game from a Small Publisher. Captain Flip, published by Playpunk. Remo Conzadori, Paolo Mori, designers. Galileo Galilei, published by Pink Troubadour. Tomasz Holek, designer. Slay the Spire, published by Contention Games. Gary Dworecki, Anthony Giovanetti, Casey Yano, designers. Unconscious Mind, published by Fantasia Games. Lascas, Johnny Pack, Yoma, Antonio Zax, designers. Wondrous Creatures, published by Bad Comet, Yom CW, designer.
All right, admit it, folks. How many of you were saying, I can't believe that is a new designer? Because talk about some heavyweight games.
Small publisher.
Small publisher.
Yeah.
Small publisher.
Yeah.
I got up at 3 this morning, folks. Anyway, there's some pretty splashy games on that list. So, wow.
Unconscious Mind is the one I played with my mom, by the way.
Oh, that makes sense. That checks out.
Alrighty. Well, a lot of these games are strategic, and we like to push games. There's some people who they want the most strategic. This is almost the opposite of welcoming games.
Right.
In the sense of these are games that, hey, I want to play a game that gives me a lot of fun choices to make. Well, here are our top 5 strategic games.
Best Strategy Game. Bomb Busters, published by Pegasus Spiele, Hisashi Hayashi, designer. Fromage, published by R2I Games, Matthew O'Malley, Ben Rossett, designers. River of Gold, published by Office Dog, Keith Piggott, designer. SETI, published by CGE, Tomasz Holek, designer. Unconscious Mind, published by Fantasia Games, Laskas, Johnny Pack, Yoma, Antonio Zacks, designers.
Another good slate there.
I
Ooh.
like them all.
I know,
like 'em all.
right? I'll have to choose all the above. All right, next up, we're going to have 2-player. This is another one that you like a lot, Z.
I do.
2-player game category. This is not specifically only a 2-player game, but it works very well at 2 players. So if there's only one other person you're playing with, check these out.
Best 2-player game. A Guest of Robin Hood, published by GMT Games. Robert Altbauer, Terry Leeds, Chechu Nieto, designers. Agent Avenue, published by NerdLab Games. Christian Kudal, Laura Kudal, designers. Kelp, Shark vs. Octopus, published by Wonderbow Games. Carl Robinson, designer. Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle-earth, published by Repos Production. Antoine Boza, Bruno Catala, designers. Star Wars Unlimited, published by Fantasy Flight Games. Jim Cartwright, Tyler Parrott, Daniel Schaefer, Jeremy Zwern, designers.
It's a good time. A lot of people will say, does this game work well with 2 players? Yeah. But there are so many games that do work well with 2 players.
Yeah.
You
Definitely
are
been
in tons of stuff.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some of the
Resurgent.
most popular games, period, of the year. I
Right.
mean,
Some of the
gee
best
whiz.
looking games, even. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, it's you.
Hey, it's me.
All
You
by
know,
yourself.
Maybe you can't even get one other person to play a game with you, right?
Yeah.
You know, maybe you're
I
in
wouldn't
that
know.
situation. I want to play a game. Hey, I'm going to play a game by myself. Best solo games. Yes, they exist. And you know what? They've gotten to be a pretty big part of the board gaming hobby. And let's take a look at 5 of some of the best that you came out last year.
Best Solo Game. Andromeda's Edge, published by Cardboard Alchemy. Luke Laurie, Maximus Laurie, designers. Draft and Write Records, published by Inside Up Games. Bruno Maciel, designer. Kingdom Legacy, published by Fricks Games. Jonathan Frixelius, designer. Primal, The Awakening, published by Reggie Games. Tommaso Mondadori, Alberto Parisi, designers. Unconscious Mind, published by Fantasia Games. Laskas, Johnny Pack, Yoma, Antonio Zacks, designers. Most
Solo
yet.
games,
Never
solo
Not
games can
yet.
be quite imminent.
Yes.
Anyway.
You know what's innovative?
Yes.
Cutting to it before I announce it. That's a stroke of
right.
genius, okay?
That takes innovation. It takes
Don't
courage.
do it. No, hold on. If sometimes you can't get 2 players, you play solo games.
That's right.
And if you can't play solo games,
You gotta
there
innovate.
might be games with 0 players. That would be an innovative concept.
You got to innovate.
It already technically exists, but I think
so.
to open a box and see the game playing by itself.
I do love the idea of innovative games, and they don't
Yeah.
always hit with every person, but there is something that makes my eyes sparkle to see an idea that hasn't quite been explored before, explored in a board game. And this is what these are all about, so let's check them out.
Most Innovative Game. Bomb Busters, published by Pegasus Spiele. Hisashi Hayashi, designer. The Gang, published by Cosmos. John Cooper, Corey Heath, designers. Harrow County, published by Off the Page Games. Jay Cormier, Shad, designers. SETI, published by CGE. Tomáš Holek, designer. Xylotar, published by Bezier Games, Christopher Ray, designer.
That's a very different slate, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it is.
that's 5 very different games.
Yeah.
That's for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will find that's a whole variety of stuff in there. Something will appeal to you. I like that.
Yeah, I agree.
great. All right, this next category doesn't always matter with the number of players. It's just how much they want to get along. So it's going to be cooperative games when you want to work together to a common goal, try to accomplish something, and typically beat the game. So let's check out the nominees.
Best Cooperative Game. Bomb Busters, published by Pegasus Spiele, Hisashi Hayashi, designer. The Gang, published by Cosmos, John Cooper, Corey Heath, designers. Leviathan Wilds, published by Mooncrab Games, Justin Campanian, designer. The Mandalorian Adventures, published by Unexpected Games, Corey Konecka, Josh Bepler, designers. Primal: The Awakening, published by Reggie Games, Tommaso Mondadori, Alberto Parisi, designers.
Again, very different. You
Yeah,
play
I know.
together, but in a very different way. Like, I'll play Bomb Busters with people, and
Yeah.
I'll play Primal with other people.
Right,
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 yes,
right.
Okay, well, some games are very specific groupings, and that is party games. These are games that you play in a party setting. That's our reason for picking them. Here are some great ones from last year.
Best Party Game. Caution Signs, published by Wacky Wizard Games, Scott Brady, Danielle Reynolds, designers. Duck and Cover, published by Captain Games, Usama Khalifati, designer. Flip 7, published by The Op, Eric Olson, designer. Link City, published by Blue Orange Games, Emilien Alquier, designer. Things in Rings, published by Allplay, Peter C. Hayward, designer.
Some years are sparser than others when it comes to party games,
Yeah.
but not last year. We had a good selection of really good party games. Now, people
Yeah.
are going to go back and look through other years when I didn't say that. But hey,
I'm going to tell you, I partied so much last year.
Yeah?
Because of
Oh,
these
my
games.
goodness.
I've never partied more in my life.
Usually with
Party
party games, you're
hard.
not always guaranteed a theme either.
That's true.
But this time, Link City, that's very thematic.
Yeah.
And speaking of thematic, that was smooth, right?
That was
Seriously,
good.
didn't see it
Segway
coming.
Tower.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let's talk about the best theming here, folks. Something that will always be, I think, the first thing that impacts you, maybe the look of the game, but that theme is absolutely one of the first things that you'll go, what's going on? What's this about? I'm intrigued. Let's take a look at 5 intriguing games.
Best Theming. Endeavor: Deep Sea, published by Burnt Island Games, Carl de Visser, Jarrett Gray, designers. Let's Go to Japan, published by AEG, Josh Wood, designer. Rock Hard 1977, published by DeVere, Jackie Fox, designer. SETI, published by CGE, Tomáš Holek, designer. Unconscious Mind, published by Fantasia Games, Laskas, Johnny Pack, Yoma, Antonio Zacks, designers.
Very nice. Very different, very
unique.
cool themes.
Yeah.
Definitely, again, that first hook to get you interested.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very unique.
Absolutely. And a couple of designers there who are relatively new to the game, too.
There it is. Do it.
Right?
Do it.
Oh,
Swerve.
okay. This is the thing now.
If you have 2 or less credited designs to your name as of last year, it makes
Yeah.
you eligible for our next category, Best New Designer.
Okay.
And again, you think about some of the biggest games over the last 5 years or so. Many of them were by first-time designers.
Yeah.
Wingspan, anybody? Hello. Let's see if we've got the next big new designer in this slate of 5.
Best Game from a New Designer. Flip 7, published by The Op, Eric Olson, designer. River of Gold, published by Office Dog, Keith Piggott, designer. Rock Hard 1977, published by DeVere, Jackie Fox, designer. SETI, published by CGE, Tomasz Holek, designer. Slay the Spire, published by Contention Games, Gary Dworetsky, Anthony Giovanetti, Casey Yano, designers.
It's hard to come back sometimes when this is your first game.
Yeah, this
yeah.
is an impressive slate of games,
Really
designers that obviously everyone's going to have their eyes on.
Yeah, for sure.
And they all look good.
Speaking of looking good, you handed me that. Wow. All right,
Yeah.
I'll catch. Speaking of looking good, man, good artwork in a game is so important to me. I love one that has a rich theme, but even if there's no theme, if you walk by a table and you see these games set up, it's going to catch your eye. It's going to make you go, ooh, what is that? It's going to be great and gorgeous art. Let's check out the nominees for this year.
Best Artwork. Explorers of Navoria, published by Killing Board Games, Meng Chun Lin, art. Harmonies, published by Libellude, Meva de Silva, art. River of Gold, published by Office Dog, Francesca Berold, art. Rock Hard 1977, published by DeVere, Jennifer Giner, art. Unconscious Mind, published by Fantasia Games, Andrew Bosley, Vincent Dutre, art.
That's 5 very different
Yes.
styles. You
Yeah.
might not like
Yeah.
one, but you like the other one of the 5.
I think I played all of them on looks alone.
Yeah.
To start. That's like what got me in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? We talk about a lot of new games over the course of the year, but I'm a big fan of our next award category, which is reprints. And because a lot of times I'm not talking about just pressing the button and reprinting the game, but usually something new, maybe new artwork, maybe a nicer edition. And I'm glad to see some of these older games come back and people play them.
There almost should be a
Yeah.
law about games getting reprinted.
One would think. Anyway, these are the 5 best reprint nominees.
Best Reprint. Finca, published by Pandasaurus, Wolfgang Sentker, Ralph Zerlind, designers. Middle Ages, published by Studio H, Marc Andre, designer. Rebel Princess Deluxe, published by Bezier Games, Daniel Byrne, Jose Gerardo Guerrero, Kevin Pelaez, Tirso Virgos, designers. Skyrise, published by Roxley, Gavin Brown, Sebastian Pauchon, Adam Wise, designers. Through the Desert, published by Allplay, Reiner Knizia, designer.
On a side note, so far every single game you've seen is in the Dice Tower library. So
Oh.
come play these at Dice Tower East.
Yes.
That's it.
I was just thinking about this and how it was interesting putting these in the library, and
Yeah.
they look good. They've like Skyrise is just the amazing components of it and all.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a showstopper when you walk by it. You know,
Right.
you see it, you stop. Yeah.
Well, that leads to the next one then, which is production. This is going to be for games that have fantastic table presence at the end of the day, or something particularly clever in their production. Just general production values are through the roof. This is one of those things that has, with time, only gone up, right? I mean, going back 20, 30 years, there's just no comparison to what can be done today, what is done today. And this here is some of the best of the year. Let's check them out.
Best Production. Andromeda's Edge, published by Cardboard Alchemy, Luke Laurie, Maximus Laurie, designers. Fractured Sky, published by IV Studio, Max Anderson, Zach Dixon, Austin Harrison, designers. River of Gold, published by Office Dog, Keith Piggott, designer. River Valley Glassworks, published by Allplay, Adam Hill, Ben Pinchback, Matt Riddle, designers. Unconscious Mind, published by Fantasia Games, Lascas, Johnny Pack, Yoma, Antonio Zacks, designers.
You'll notice that this is not necessarily the best miniatures of the year.
Right.
So we
Right,
have
right.
accused of that in the past. Andromeda's Edge has miniatures, but it's for what you get in that box. The
Yeah.
size of that box mixed with the components. So
Yeah, we're definitely getting spoiled with productions lately. So, and I'm here for it. Look, we've
100%.
already seen like a tremendous slate of games if you take everything together that we've looked in these different categories. But really, there can only be one game of the year. And man, this is going to be a tough decision. And we haven't even seen the final slate yet. So let's take a look.
Game of the Year. Andromeda's Edge, published by Cardboard Alchemy, Luke Laurie, Maximus Laurie designers. Bomb Busters, published by Pegasus Spiele, Hisashi Hayashi designer. Fromage, published by R2I Games, Matthew O'Malley, Ben Rossett designers. Harmonies, published by Liebelude, Johann Benvenuto designer. Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle-earth, published by Repos Production, Antoine Boza, Bruno Catala designers. River of Gold, published by Office Dog, Keith Piggott designer. River Valley Glassworks, published by Allplay, Adam Hill, Ben Pinchback, Matt Riddle designers. Rock Hard 1977, published by DeVere, Jackie Fox designer. SETI, published by CGE, Tomasz Holek designer. Unconscious Mind, published by Fantasia Games, Laskas, Johnny Pack, Yoma, Antonio Zacks designers.
I mentioned that all of these games will be in the Dice Tower library, but I should mention that we've gone out of our way. We're making an effort to have all 10 of the award winners on the hot games tables at Dice Tower East.
Yes.
So if you'd like to play them, because we're announcing the awards at Gen Con, so if you want to play them before that chance, well, there's still tickets available for Dice Tower East.
There are?
Until June 15th, which is 13 days away. We're in June.
After that, you can get them at the door, but they will be more expensive. So
much
get
more.
it now. So much.
Quadruple the price. No, that's not true.
Don't be a dummy, though.
Yeah.
Get it ahead of time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say just quickly about this slate here. Like, there have been years where I felt like there's probably a clear favorite. I don't have any idea who's winning this year. I really don't.
Right. Well, I love the spectrum we're seeing. There's really light games. There's really
Yeah.
heavy games. There's
cooperative, competitive.
There's everything. There's
Yeah.
something for everyone in this list. I feel. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough vote.
Alrighty, well, we also each year announce during our nominations the Hall of Fame inductees. In 2023, we announced our initial slate. We added 2 games last year, and so we have 2 more games that we're inducting into the Dice Tower Hall of Fame.
This is based on how old the games are as well.
Yeah, it
right?
has to be at least 10 years old. And so we look at that at least 10 years old, and then we look at, was that game, did it make a huge splash in the industry? Did it affect other games? And I like giving out these, so let's take a look. Our first nominee is, let's pull it up, Patchwork. Uwe Rosenberg has made a lot of these polyomino games.
Yes.
And a lot of these polyomino games exist, but there's no question that Patchwork just went above and beyond,
Yeah.
selling so many copies that they've now made 5 themed versions of this or
There's quite a few more
at
if you
least.
count countries as
Yeah,
well. I know there's a
right.
few
Oh, I didn't
countries.
think about
Oh, that's right.
Certainly
Yeah.
impactful, and an incredible welcoming game as well that I believe has done some pretty heavy lifting to bring people into the hobby, actually.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
All right, and then the next one of the most popular games that come out in that year is Splendor. Splendor, the game that, well, it's in the World Series of Board Game, our sponsors. It's still being played there amongst heavier, bigger games. This game of collecting poker chips to turn in has remained pretty steady over the last 10 years.
It has.
Despite
Yeah.
popular opinion, it has not been killed. It cannot be killed. It's indestructible. This Splendor.
Really is. I had a good friend of mine just reach out a couple weeks ago that was like, "Hey, I just played this new game. Have you ever
Yeah.
heard of it?" And of course, it was Splendor.
And,
so
and if you don't think
very
there's a
relevant.
tremendous amount of strategy in Splendor, just watch the World Series of Board Gamers play Splendor,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
you'll
yeah.
realize
Oh.
there's a lot of strategy.
Yeah,
in that
you've been
game.
playing it wrong.
I thought I had played Splendor before. I've never played it in my life.
And
You know.
yet, not a scary game to teach
no,
and play.
not at all.
Yeah.
Not
You
at
can
all.
just very easily and smoothly get into it.
And congratulations to Marc Andre for that design. We'll be handing these awards out also at Gen Con. So keep that in mind. A couple things I want to say. Thank you to Brant Sanderson and Jason Levine for helping me put all this together and bringing these in. I say this every year, but no one ever listens to me. Do not vote myself on these awards. I only vote if there's a tiebreaker, and I think there was one in one of the nominations somewhere. Other than that, I'm not that involved other than helping streamline them. We have a lot of people voting on them. We'll be playing and voting on them over the next couple months. And then at Gen Con, we'll be announcing the winners. So go tell everybody. A couple things I should note. In the press release, we will tell you this. Unconscious Mind has the most nominations. They had 8.
Oh, interesting.
While Rivers of Gold, SETI had 5. Bomb Busters Rock Hard 1977 had 4. So, but that doesn't mean anything. You could be nominated everything and not win. Who knows? We'll find out soon. This is the end of day 1 of the Summer Spectacular. We got 3 more days. We have many more games to play. I believe we have like 11 more games to show. I don't know. That's a lot.
Something.
And we have tomorrow, we're going to be showing off a bunch of announcements from publishers about upcoming stuff. And there's more coming your way. But for today, we're done. So until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Mike DeLisio. Thank you, Eric Summer, for doing the...
Oh, yes, you're right. Eric Summer and Chris putting together all the backgrounds.
Correct.
I do not want to leave out all those people who put in all that work. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I'm Camilla.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder. Wow. That was not...
Daniel giving you one.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.